This looks delicious. Oh, in dungeon. Believe it or not. You may not know that 15 episodes in. Alright, let's keep going.
I am Noxiddar!
Hey everyone, how's it going? Noxiddar here, and welcome to the next reaction in Delicious in Dungeon, episode 15. We've crossed the halfway threshold. We've met Shiro's party. We've followed Kabru's party. We've learned a little bit about the geopolitical situation going on across the realm with Mr. Tansu. And now we have Laios and his party, and they are trapped in a myriad of dead ends within the dungeon. I have no idea how they're going to get out of it, but I put nothing short of Ryokokui coming up and devising some plan where they can make the bricks edible and they just eat their way out. So I have no idea, but we'll find out soon. So without any further ado, let's get right to our reaction.
This wall wasn't here last time. What gives?
Oh,
Another earthquake?
The dungeon is moving and changing its shape.
ah.
The mage is doing it.
Guess I've gotta get a bit reckless. Just wait here.
That really is saying something coming from Chilchuk.
I don't know if anyone else is getting this feeling, but it's like the town is getting livelier.
With the red dragon dead, the monsters hiding from it are surfacing.
That makes
This
sense.
floor originally had lots of monsters. Us avoiding them was sheer good luck.
Whoa, are you guys alright?
We've been walking non-stop and haven't had a decent meal since eating
Oh,
the
okay.
dragon. I'm overwhelmed with shame that I can't provide a hearty meal at such an important time in their lives. The youngins must be fed, and I have to feed them.
He's really passionate about that.
Is this place some kind of graveyard? What's that over there?
Don't look!
Yeah, everybody don't look.
Get back, Senshi!
What the?
Arm yourselves. These things aren't humans.
What?
Dryad Flowers.
Once inhaled, these microparticles cling to the respiratory system's mucous membrane. The body recognizes these particles and labels them as harmful, then activates its immune system and quickly tries to dispel them. Simply put, it's hay fever.
This is so gross! Don't inhale it!
Oh. Ew.
Stop crying!
Come on, Senshi! You gotta stand up! Laios!
I can't stay.
Senshi, reach forward. On my signal, I want you to swing that sword behind you. Swing! My vision is...
Oh. Ow.
Your five senses are better than most, aren't they?
The wind! Get out your sneeze and move to your back right! Swing up in that direction, Senshi!
Well played, Chilchuk.
This whole area is safe.
You're such a liar!
Hang on a minute.
He's doing it again. Think we should knock him out to stop him this time?
I feel like we've gotten to a point where we can't be picky anymore.
Wow. That's real character growth coming from Marcille.
Beautiful dryad fruits.
How do I reverse time?
Cut it out! Don't casually look for scary-sounding spells!
Hey, good find. Those are flower buds.
They look tasty and much easier to eat than the stuff you're carrying. Whoa, there are mandrakes growing here. There's no dog around, so we'll just have to chop off their heads, okay?
Seriously, Chilchuk?
I'm glad he's having fun. He was really stressed out the last couple episodes.
It's ready.
Jack-o'-lantern potage and sauteed dried buds with cheese. They get me with the colors. I really think that's what it is. I think it's just the vibrant, amazing spread of colors. The use of like some warm colors here contrasted with like the cool blue and the green. And they just complement each other so well. I mean, I kind of like see that color scheme with like blue and amber juxtaposed to each other quite often all the time. And how those are like really complementary to each other. There's almost a little bit of that kind of like color concept going on here. This looks delicious. Oh, in dungeon. Believe it or not. You may not know that 15 episodes in. Alright, let's keep going.
Why'd you put it in that thing?
I will drink from your skull!
I love this.
That's kind of horrifying. terrifying.
True.
What if we end up stuck in here forever?
Sealing the path to the surface will cut the flow of magic, so I highly doubt he'd try to keep us here indefinitely.
Do you think there's any kind of logic to the dungeon changes?
That's it!
I'll record the frequency of the earthquakes on the map.
I'm starting to think this might work out.
It's a lot easier to feel optimistic when your stomach's full, huh?
That's a really good point. I remember like being a kid, I was reading this like choose your own adventure story, and it was like a young Indiana Jones choose your own adventure story. And there is a sequence where there are like I think he's in Mexico, and he's in like this little village, and these like bandits come through town, and whoever is like traveling with him is, you know, because Indy wants to go out there and he wants to solve the problem, and he's like, no, we don't die on an empty stomach if this is going to be where we meet our end. So I feel like there's definitely a lot of truth to that. But then again, at the same token, like recently I've been doing a lot of intermittent fasting, and sometimes like even up to like 48 to 72 hours. Now, granted, I'm not trompsing through a dungeon with like dangerous beasties that could do me in at any moment. So I'm really not expending that many calories sitting here and reacting to people doing that. So I just bring that up to say, like, you know, how much they probably really did need to eat right there in that situation. It wasn't just because their tummies rumbled a little bit. It's like they are definitely expending calories. I figure Laios is probably carrying easily. Sorry, I'm going to use my US measurement system here. I think he's carrying about like 90 pounds. So I guess you would say that's like, what, 4.5 stone or something like that worth of armor on him. As someone who's done the Society of Creative Anachronism, which is the SEA, you can look that up. It's really cool. Where I've worn a full suit of armor, it was about 80, 90 pounds. And while you actually have a lot more range of motion and like freedom to move around than you would initially think, because you think, wow, you put 90 pounds on you, that's really going to weigh you down. And that's true to some extent, but with that even distribution across your entire body, you're actually quite agile and you can still move around pretty good. It's, you know, it's just like a little bit extra effort to jump, but as far as I think just walking around, it's pretty good. So all of that to say, like, I understand they're expending a lot of calories and they really needed this meal. I don't know. That almost felt like I just wanted to talk right there. I don't know what's going on with my commentary today. I'm just happy to be here, and I hope you are too. This is fun.
Seems like some of my mana is back too.
Ooh.
It's time for me to teach you magic.
Oh.
I won't be able to protect everybody from the Mad Mage all by myself. Fallon taught you the basics, didn't she? She actually specialized in the gnome magic system, which is a bit different from the magic system I learned to use.
She's like so weirdly into it. I love it.
Let's do this and get stronger.
Now's as good a time as any. I'll teach you what you need to know. Go and take a seat right there.
Oh, he's getting the talk.
You're probably at the age where you're gonna start showing interest in certain
Is he like 29?
good knowledge about them.
He's getting the talk.
And so their lessons continued on well into the night.
The hell?
I thought touching it softly might be kind of weird.
See? Something like this is fine. Your magic won't improve if things like this embarrass you. Come on, focus. You need to become aware of the mana that flows within your body. It's like the Venus system, from the very top of your head and all the way down to my toes. Match to my breathing, my body temp and pulse. When you feel like you have the rhythm down, repeat after me. Spelai,
Spalai,
Yeptum,
Yeptom,
Lufelms.
Lufelmus.
Wow, you actually did it!
I don't know if this is like woo-woo or not, but I've really been kind of into it. Weird admission. So when she's talking about like the flow of energy, like thinking of mana as the energy flowing throughout the body, I'd been really fascinated with this practice called I believe it's called Qigong. And so like one of the random YouTube shorts I came up with was like to feel the energy, and you can do this at home. It's kind of neat. You basically just like take your hands and you imagine you're making a ball, right? And then you can close your eyes if you want, but it's almost like you're just forming a sphere in your hand, not letting your fingertips touch, And I'm sure that there might be a scientific medical explanation for this, maybe like just the blood sloshing around. I don't know, but you definitely feel something. And so I get like really giddy when we talk about the physicality and nature of magic as being like this tangential thing, because, you know, magic is such an abstraction of what we understand with our own physical reality. So to have like things explained in a way where it's like you can feel the magic flowing because you think about it in these terms that you can typically like understand and wrap your head around. And I feel like it brings the ethereal down to a more, you know, concrete understanding. So I love, one of my favorite things about fantasy is magic systems. And while me myself, I'm kind of like your classic, if I'm playing like an RPG or something, I typically go for like a Laios. I'm like a heavy armored sword and board, almost like your stereotypical like knight archetype, or I guess, you know, maybe even paladin to some extent. But at the same time, like, I love learning how the magic systems work within the world. And I feel like the laws of creation that you give to that is where you can really have a lot of individual expression. As she talks about the magic, well, I'm still trying to get past the fact that she's like super into it and was so intense. It is really cool. Just getting a little glimpse of how magic as a system works within this universe.
I guess your bloodline has a talent for it.
It helps that the way you teach was easy for me to follow.
Oh.
Glad to hear. Try it on Senshi. I'm watching, so just go and do it like before.
Just a little tender touch.
I have to be there.
Oh,
You need to quit worrying about that. What about you, Chilchuk? Why don't you try studying some magic?
You see, any half-foot I know who's dipped into black magic mysteriously got kidnapped by elves and were never seen again. It's such a crazy coincidence.
It's magic that draws energy from a different plane where infinity exists.
Oh, wow. That goes back to like some of the new age understandings that I'd come across. So here's the funny thing. When you start watching a lot of documentaries about UFOs, and suddenly it like starts making branching paths between like the spiritual component of interdimensional beings to like government black projects, and like YouTube is like, especially in like 2017 2018, was like rife with these documentaries. And that's pretty much how I spent my time, playing World of Warcraft and learning about the tall grays. But anyways, so one of the things they talk about, though, when you get into the more woo-woo aspect, is that this universal energy, like we were just doing there, like it comes from what's, you know, claimed as source, right? And that's like the idea of a sorcerer is like pulling upon this energy. And I think to some extent that is what Marcille here is talking about, is like kind of pulling from this source, this stretch of infinity, and that infinitude has abundance, right? And so then you like start getting all sorts into like law of attraction and things like that, where, you know, it's our thoughts of scarcity that create scarcity within our conscious reality. But to actually think in terms of abundance creates an abundance of what it is that we desire, because we live in such a state that we have it. And I almost wonder if that's not how calling upon the infinite plane for that kind of magic works, you know, especially when her demonstration there with Laios is basically about how you can pull upon this power, and you just think about it as like a free-flowing thing. It's not something that you have to conjure, it's just something that you allow to move through you, as though it's like always there. And then, you know, that's like getting into some like the Force in Star Wars and all sorts of things like that. I really geek out about this stuff. I'm sorry. This is yeah, I'm super into conversations and things like this. Yeah, you could, if you ever like stop by a Twitch stream and I get on that subject, that's the next 2 or 3 hours guaranteed.
You need magic that supports vast amounts of power and time. which is what coordinate magic is.
Hmm.
Many places in this dungeon are linked to another place. At that time, Fallon didn't have the power to recover on her own. In an attempt to circumvent that, I ended up rewriting a section of the dungeon and made it so that her body was part of it.
I was like the Matrix. Wow. Rewriting the code.
The wall's moving. But where's it going?
Huh?
What's wrong?
I suddenly feel dizzy.
It was your first time using magic, so you're likely dealing with mana sickness. It'll hopefully ease up soon.
Everything looks so saturated.
Like a low blood sugar right there.
Am I seeing things? Hearing things?
Oh, wow. Oh, no.
The Cockatrice with merciless, petrifying venom.
Ooh, that's cool animation. Got that predator vision. Oh, no.
Whatever you do, don't back down.
I've just gotta make it flinch.
Roll credits.
I know. I'll do it. My own way.
There you go. That's the lesson here.
Too shallow.
Did you get bitten?
I'm okay.
That looks like a bite to me, you idiot!
Do you know the trick to help you deal with a cockatrice bite?
There's a trick to it?
Sit and bring your body close together. Cover your ears with your fingers. And close your mouth. Now you're all set to turn into stone.
I thought this was a metaphor.
Oh crap, she got hardened in a really dangerous pose.
Is there any way to undo this?
There's a few ways. First is waiting till it just wears off. Elves have a strong resistance to magic, so they should recover faster than others. The second way is to search for some medicinal herbs. Or third, to go look for an adventurer who knows the right spell. Last option is to let me try to cast something to heal her.
Oh, boy.
Can you, though?
Marcille taught me the basics of reading her magic book. There should be a spell to get her back to normal.
She's leaning and it's kind of concerning.
Soak the cockatrice meat in a brine and place that in Marcille's lap. And this way she stays perfectly balanced.
From that point on, Laios and the others worked hard. There
Oh,
were many
no.
trials and errors.
3 days.
But on the fourth day,
I found one! How about we stick him on?
The stone is starting to feel a little warm. Dome. Am I even pronouncing any of this correctly? Crap!
Oh, hey.
Marcille, you're back!
Yep, soft.
I said the
Huzzah!
words right!
Is this a vegetable?
This one was a success too.
Yay!
It's ready.
Under the circumstances, there's something I should tell them first. Yeah, of course.
Don't ever use people as a human pickling weight.
so it goes.
There you
with
go.
Dungeon food, delicious in dungeon.
Aw. I really like that we had the continuation of our story, getting us maybe out of this situation, but more like understanding the situation that we're in probably is a better way to say it, to kind of understanding like the nature of magic and its use. And this just really does go back to a lot of what I've said about how we can have these personal character moments, and yet at the same time we get this incredible world building. Everything feels like it's actually directed in both directions. Like we're both getting the world building and we're getting the character building. I am one of the people that is of the belief that good character building, good character stories are the most memorable. That being said, when you can have a strong character story that informs the world and the world building as well, I think you have something special. And I have no I've run out of ways to just talk about how much I love this show than to just say that I love the story so much. I love these characters, and I've really grown fond of them, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of Kabru and his party, as well as seeing Shudo. I thought they were like really interesting. So it was still a nice reprieve from what we just went through with the red dragon. And so it's kind of nice to see that we're slowly building back up. And yeah, this show has incredible pacing. Like I said, every episode feels so robust. There's almost like around like 2 plots per episode roughly, and I feel like I've watched 2 episodes in one. And it's crazy how not very much time has passed, and so they just waste no time. So what an incredible pacing for an incredible story. And with that being said, I think that's all the time we have for today. I'll see you in the next one. This is Noxiddar, out. We'll see ya.